Good morning, one and all. Today we are going to learn about another concepts in that exception handling. So, already we discussed in the previous class. So, what is we are introducing exception handling. So, what are fundamentals in exception handling? What is exception handling? What is exception? What are the types of exceptions? Okay. What is the checked exception? First one, what is unchecked exception, and what is the errors, difference between checked and unchecked, and exception class hierarchy. So, what is the hierarchy of exception, and what are the node points in exception handling. So, what is the exception handling, advantages of exception handling. Okay, now, what are the key words in the to maintain the exception handling. Okay, now we discussed about them. So, now we are going to define the 5 keywords of exception handling to manage the exceptions. So, that first one is try block, second one is catch block, third one is throw, fourth one is throws, and fifth one is finally block. Okay, na? So, here we can see these columns. The meaning of these columns, keyword or block, we can call them as a keyword or block. For the according to these keywords, there is here we are having this meaning or description. So, here we can describe each and every keyword or block of exception handling. The first one is try block. The statements which are expected to throw exception are kept inside try block. This is called try block. So, what is the meaning of it? The statements which are expected to throw exception. So, you need to throw an exception, throw an error. So, which statements are expected are kept inside try block. So, we need to kept those instructions or statements in a particular try block, that is called try block or try keyword. Next, catch block. It contains exception handling code. The catch block contains exception handling code. So, what is we can learn later in deeply. So, throw, it manually or explicitly throw an exception, use the keyword throw. We want to throw an exception, we want to remove an exception, we are using some keyword, that is throw keyword. Okay, na? So, to manually or explicitly means to implicitly or explicitly we want to throw an exception, we are using the keyword throw. So, that is called throw keyword or throw block. Next one, throws. A throws clauses list the type of exceptions that a method might throw. Okay, na? These throws clauses list the types of exceptions. This throws keyword lists the types of exceptions that a method might throws. According to that, it can be throws an exception. Finally, block. Any code that absolutely must be executed before a method returns is put in a final block. Okay, now that is finally block. A code that absolutely must be executed. So, whatever the code, it will absolutely must be executed before a method returns. Okay, now it is put in a finally block. So, that is final block. So, these are the meanings or importances of each and every block or keyword of a exception handling mechanism. So, according to that first one try block, second one catch block, throw, throws, and finally block. Next, here we can see an example. The general form of exception handling block is as follows. Here we can see the general form of exception handling. So, here the first one try. So, in this try block, block means what? Open and closing braces, in between you are having something, that is called block, that is a method, that is a function. okay, now open and close, that is a block. This is try block, TRY, try. What is the keyword? TRY. So, what is the meaning of keyword? You can recall here, the keyword is the system defined words. The keywords are the system defined words. Okay, now what is meant by system defined words? These words are defined by the particular author who developed the particular programming language, and these keywords are always be in lower case letters. These keywords always be in lower case letters, means small letters. Here we can see here TRY, try. Try is not in a upper case, capital letters lo ledu, it will be in small case letters, okay na, lower case letters, okay na. We can't change this keywords, okay na, we can't change these keywords. Why we are not change these keywords? Each keyword in a particular programming language has its own itself, it's having some meaning, it's performing some function. That is why we can't change the keywords. The user cannot modify these keywords, okay, now that is the importance of these keywords. Okay. This is the try block. What we are having in this try block? Code that might throw exception. Okay, now here we are having the code to throws the exceptions. Next, so here next catch block. Next one, catch method. So, the exception type 1, exception object. So, whatever this is the exception type 1. In this catch block, we are having exception handler for exception type 1. So, again we need to have another exception type 2. For this also we need to create another block, catch block, that is a catch exception type 2 exception object. In this block we need to write exception handler for exception type 2. So, according to this exception type, we can write the catch blocks, exception 1, exception type 1 and exception type 2, and so on we can write according to the exception types. Okay. Next, finally keyword. So, finally, so we can conclude this with the finally. So, this is the finally block. So, this is a block of code to be executed after try block ends. So, when the try block ends, the block of code will be executed. This is the general form of exception handling block. Okay, na? So, here we are using general form, here we are using try block and catch block and finally block. Next, exception handling using try catch. Okay, now suppose we are using try catch only. So, what is try block? In a Java, try block is used to enclose or write the code that might throws an exception. So, this try block in Java is used to enclose or write, we need to write something, write the code, which type of code it is, it might throws an exception, it might throws an exceptions, that is and it will try to find out the exception, that is the meaning, to throw an errors. It must be used within the method, it must be used within the method, and Java try block must be followed by either catch block or finally block. This Java try block must be followed by either catch block or finally block. You can see in this previous slide. So, this is try block. It is followed by which block ma? Catch block, or it, and also it will be followed by finally block. So, that is the fundamental note we need to remember. Okay. The syntax for try catch block. So, try block, actually this is along with it's followed by catch block, that is the meaning of it. It will be put it into that parenthesis brackets. Okay. So, the general syntax form for try block is, in general it will be followed by either catch block or finally block. Here we can see take the, it will be followed by catch block, that is the meaning of that. Okay. Here we can write try keyword for the try block, we can write the write the try block. So, with the open braces and with the closed braces, that will be a block. Okay. Next, so here what it will be there, it will have some code, it might be throws an exceptions. Okay. Next, it will be followed by what here according to this catch. Catch, how to write it? Catch, open the braces, exception class name. So, what are the exception? Then you need to write the exception class name or exception object. So, either the object exception object we can write it with the, along in between we will give the space. So, write open this catch block and write the exception handling code. Here we can write the exception handling code and close this particular catch block. So, this is the general form of the or general syntax of try block followed by catch block. Are you understood? So, you have to remember these syntaxes, then we will write the programs easily according to this scenario. Next, this is the syntax for try finally block. Okay, now whenever the try block is followed by finally block. So, how to write the syntax for this try block? So, here write the try key block or try keyword, open this and write the code that might be throws an exception, close this block. So, this is the try block. So, then write it can be followed by finally keyword or finally block. So, then open this block and write the code that must be executed, So, here we can see the previous program, what will be happen, that execution exception handling code. This is what you are having in this catch block, exception handling code. Okay, na? So, to handle the errors. Okay, na? So, here what we will having in this finally block, code that must be executed. So, code that must be executed. So, that is the syntax of our general form of try finally block. Okay. Next, second, catch block. What is catch block? Java catch block is used to handle the exception. Already we know that. What is the use of catch block? This catch block is used to handle the exception. Okay. It contains exception handle code. So, how it will be handle the exceptions? This block having the exception handle code. It must be used after the try block only. So, when we are write this catch block, where we are using this catch block, after try block you must be write this try block only. Okay, now you can use multiple catch blocks within a single try. So, already we saw in this particular previous example, okay, in a general form of this exception handling mechanism. Okay, now multiple catch blocks within a single try. Okay, then we can finally we can close the try block. Okay, multiple catch blocks. So, see here, these are the multiple catch blocks 1, 2. Okay, na? Like this. That is the catch block. What is this? Java catch block is used to handle the exceptions. It contains exception handle code. It must be used after the try block only. You can use multiple catch blocks within a single try, a try block. So, this is the syntax for catch block. What is this? Catch, what it will having? Exception class name, exception object, EXOB means exception object. So, open this exception handling code. What this block having? Exception handling code. So, what is the use of this exception handling code? It will handle the exceptions or errors. Then close this block. This is the general syntax or form of catch block. Next, this is an example program for this. So, example program to demonstrate exceptional handling using try catch. Here we can use a try catch. Okay, class try catch demo. So, what is the class name? Try catch demo. Are you remember these all fundamentals? How to write a Java program? Or now you are not recognize, you can saw the previous classes, okay, first class introduction classes. So, how to, what is the structure of a Java program, how to write the Java programs, okay, na? How to create the class, okay, na? What is the syntax? Class, class name. Here the class is the keyword. This is the class name. So, what is the class name? Here I will wrote our class name according to this concept. What is that? What is the program we are going to demonstrate? Try catch. Okay. So, here we can, this is the class name. In this class we open the class. So, we can write the main method. So, how to write the main method? Public static void main string args. Then open this main method, then write the variables int x y. Here we can declare two variables. These two variables are the integer type of variables, those are x comma y. So, you can end with the semicolon. Here in this main method we are declared two variables. These two variables are which type of data type? Integer type of variables. So, then we can write try. In this we can write the code. What is that? So, suppose x is equal to 0, y is equal to 1 by x, x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 1 by x. So, here we declare the variables, here we can assign the values to a particular variables. Okay, na? So, then close this particular one. Here then catch. So, what is this? These are the what arithmetic operators, arithmetic exception handling errors is the object E, object exception object is E, here I am taken. So, arithmetic exception. So, this is exception object is. Okay, na? Next, what we need to perform here? We need to print the particular E. So, what is how to print this particular E? System dot out dot println. System is the S is the capital, is the class, system class. This is the system dot out dot println. What we need to print? E. Okay, now we need to print this particular E. So, close this. Then system dot out dot println rest of the code. Suppose we can write any rest of the code, then we can print the rest of the code also. Then we can close this catch block, then we can close this main class. Here we can write the try block, then here we can open the class. In this class we are wrote main method, open main method. In the main method we are declared two variables. Okay, now then we can write the try block. So, in the try block we can write the code, it might be having this throws the exceptions. So, that is x is equal to 0, y is equal to 1 by x. So, then we can write the catch, we can perform the arithmetic expression. What is the object according to syntax? What is the object? Must be executed. So, what is that syntax of it? Exception class name and exception object. According to this we can write what is the exception class name? Exception, arithmetic exception. So, what is the exception object? Is. So, in this we can print the particular exception. So, then you can write the other rest of the code. Then close this particular catch block, then close this particular main class. Okay. So, what is the output we will get? Exception in thread main java.lang arithmetic expression. Okay, na? So, is what ma divided by 0, the rest of the code. So, that is the thing we are going to execute. Okay, na? This is the output of a particular program. Note, what is the note point? If exception raised in try block, the JVM Java virtual machine will search for corresponding catch block. If the catch block is matched, corresponding catch block will be executed and rest of the code is executed normally. And second point, if the exception is raised in try block, the JVM will search for corresponding catch block. If the catch block, if there is no exception, well exceptions errors levanukondi, in try block the catch block won't be executed. There is no exceptions in try block, the catch block won't be executed. Next, fourth one, independent try blocks are not allowed in Java language. compilation errors. It will give the compilation errors. Independent try blocks are not allowed in Java language, but what will be happen? It will give the compilation errors, but how to execute them? The try block always be followed by either catch block or finally block. Okay. In between try and catch, independent statements are not allowed. Okay. If we are providing independent statements, the compiler is out of the try block. The controller never entered into try block once again. Okay. Now, while we are trying to write, the compiler never entered into the try block. Okay. Next, the way of handling exception is valid from one exception to another exception. Okay. Now, oka exception మనం correct చేసిన తర్వాత then we will go for another exception. Okay. Now, so it is recommended to provide try with a number of catch blocks. Okay. Here we are going to explain about these concepts. Here what are the concepts we are learn? Here we can learn about what are the meanings of try block and what is try block, what the try block having, how to describe it, and what is catch block, and what is throw, and what is throws, and what is the finally block. Then we discussed about the general form of exception handling with the help of this program. Then exception handling using try catch block. So, what is the try catch block and what is the syntax for try catch block? Okay, na? Then we are discussed about syntax for try finally block. Okay, na? Then we can write the syntax for try finally block. So, then we can learn about catch block and what is catch block, what is the importance of catch block. So, what is the syntax of catch block? Then here we are taken a example program for demonstrate exceptional handling using try catch. So, here according to this we are getting the error. Here what is the exception? 0. That according to that we will position arithmetic exception position is by 0. Okay, na? Rest of the code, then we will execute the rest of the code according to this. E means what? This. So, according to it will be execute rest of the code. Next, we are having these points. So, how we can exception, when the exception raised, what we need to what the JVM will be search for according to catch block, how it will be going to execute the execute code normally. So, these things we are done according to that steps wise. Here we are using 7 steps. Okay. I hope all you understood the description of 5 types of keywords and syntaxes of them and programs along with them. Okay. Thank you one and all. In the next class we are going to discuss about other concept.